Okay, so here's an old video I found that apparently never got posted or deleted or something. And it's a breakdown brooder for raising baby chickens, and it has an automatic temperature controlled Ohio brooder that goes inside of it, and it takes and gets rid of that red heat lamp that's a fire hazard when you have all those wood chips around. So take a look at this, and sorry for the video quality. It's an old camera and it was made years ago. The breakdown brooder that actually has an Ohio brooder inside of it that is completely temperature controlled. It only has a little electric thermostat that turns on and off and only runs the heat bulbs when it needs to. And I can set the temperatures at 95 degrees, and I'll cover all that in a little bit. But anybody that's run a regular open top brooder in their garage or their basement knows exactly what I'm talking about. That thing radiates heat on there, it keeps them chicks warm, but it keeps everything else around it hot and warm too. My garage here, I got a 3-bay detached garage, and this thing would be 95 to 98 degrees in it in the summertime. It was awful. I couldn't work out here. I couldn't do anything out here. And if you open the doors up, and the whole brooder setup kind of started getting cold. So I said, enough's enough. And I read about the Ohio brooders, and I said, I got to build one. I said, I got to do it better. I got to make it temperature controlled. So I'm going to show you that here in a minute, and we're going to cover it all to it in a second. All right, so this is the entire breakdown brooder. This side here, this is 2 foot tall by 4 foot wide, and this is 2 foot tall by 8 foot long. These side panels unscrew and pull off. There's just a piece of 2x2 here, and the 2x2s will stay screwed here. Yeah, some of our tenants are fighting. These 2x2s in the corner here that are screwed to this, and they will stay attached to these 2 end pieces and these 2 end pieces. And all this will come apart so it'll lay flat. These 2 side pieces will go up in my attic, lay across the trusses. These 2 will sit on top of it. The center board there will come out. The hinges will be unscrewed. These 2 pieces here, like this, will fold up against each other so that they can lay on top of it. So I got those, that, and just these side pieces and the Ohio brooder, which I'll show you that a little closer here in a minute because that's the main part of this whole thing. But I'm trying to give you the overall picture of it right now, and then I'll get you a little closer and show you some more. So as I showed you before, when we need to do maintenance or work the chicks, this folds up, sits there, does everything we need to. We can get in, take care of the brooder. Get their food and water. We got the baby chick food and water and the more advanced food and water, or the bigger sizes. So they can actually sit in here for quite a while. But so that's how we'll do this. And I'm going to cut the feed and get a little closer so you can see the Ohio brooder, and I can cover that. Okay, so here's the Ohio brooder. The temperature control you can't actually see at the moment. It's right here. I'll show you that in a second in another view. But here's the Ohio brooder top. It's basically just 1x4s screwed to a piece of CDX. That's the top. And then some of these leftovers have it here to have a handle. And of course, the top is supposed to be insulated, you know, to keep the heat in. This does actually a fairly good job. It stays pretty warm. Board's a good insulator, but I had that all filled out and first came in, and my wife and my daughter said, "Oh no, we can't see the chickies." So off I went and got acrylic sheets and took a router and cut some holes in it so they can see the chickies inside of there. So we got some in here that are just a week old. They're probably gonna lose their mind. And off comes the top. they'll be okay. But as you can see here, these are reptile heaters. I put a little dust on them. They're actually on right now. They're hot. But they're reptile heaters, and the little 4-watt light bulb just to provide light in here all the time. Both of these are wired back and go in here to tie in. And the power cord comes in, goes right directly into this light switch, so this light stays on all the time, and then comes in to feed the temperature thing. And then I got these little boards around the top to sit, and right here, there's my temperature sensor. So it just hangs down and then keeps track of how hot it is in here. So let me put this back on so they can feel comfortable. But I got like lines in here to mark it, so I know how everything lines up. And hold on a second. I'll just keep running here. I'll detach this. There's the temperature controller. That's an Inkbird. And I think it's an ITC 1000 or something. I'll put that in the link descriptions. But see, it's went down to 86. See, you can see it's starting to climb. But it's set for 95 right now because those chicks are only a week old. And the youngest batch, we were doing some line breeding with, so we were doing some line breeding. We only had one really good dark Brahma hen, so I told my daughter I should just leave it at the one rooster and the one hen, and we'd get almost 2 weeks worth of eggs, and then we'd set them under a broody hen there in the incubator. But we got 16 of them over there in the back corner, you can see. But it's coming up. It'll run up 95. It cuts off, and it turns back on. I think 90. Yeah, I think it turns on 95, cuts off 96, or cuts off at 95. I don't remember right off, but it's only got a 1 degree of difference. So right now that thing's running. It's going to heat it up, and we'll continue on here. All right, here's on the breakdown brooders. I got these numbered, so this is going to stay. This is a 1, and then over there, those are the 2. And I got over there numbered, I don't think you can see it from here, at number 3, and that side's number 4. So when I break all this down, it will all go back together. But oh, and right there, that board right there is my divider. It screws right to the side of this board right here. And I just took that out just a little bit ago so that these birds would have more room. When they're really little, I can just keep them in a 4x4 side, so they're all good. So here you see everybody's out. So some of the littlest ones and some of the mid ones, and I don't know where the big one is. Oh, there it is. There's the first one. We ran him or her as a test to see if we had fertility. So she's probably 2 weeks older than the middle batch. And then these other ones are right there. They're only about a week old. So, but this little Isa Brown and black Australope over there, my daughter bought to keep the big one company, so it wasn't by itself. And here they are. They can run out of the Ohio brooder and run back in. Now this Ohio brooder is not like the other ones. Mine is 40 inches long by 24 inches wide. They usually make them 4x4, but this is 4 feet inside dimensions, and I'm not going to get a 4-foot Ohio brooder inside of it. But plus, I'm also not raising. I'm never going to raise more than 40 chicks at a time because they're not going to fit in an incubator. And even though I got 2 incubators, I'm just not going to raise that many. So don't need that many. I can't sell that many. I can't even eat that many. So I want, even if I'm raising them just for meat. So this side's going to easily handle 40 chicks. So, and they can run in here and warm up like a lot of them are right now. And as you can see, hasn't been that long, and it's up to 96 degrees. So hope you enjoyed it so far. Okay, so there we are. Now you've seen my breakdown brooder so I can store it without a whole bunch of room. Didn't want a big brooder that was going to take up a whole bunch of room. I got enough junk in my garage now. I need to build an outbuilding to store more stuff. And I wanted this to be able to be stored away flat up into the attic where it's not going to take up more room in here. And the Ohio brooder that's automatically temperature controlled. And week by week, after these birds are, next week, the youngest will be 2 years old, I can turn it down to 90 degrees in there. And the week after down to 85 degrees, so it'll be pretty good. And I can hatch birds out here in the wintertime. January I can set eggs, and then the end of January have birds hatch out, and then by March, I can have birds that are 2 months old, end of March, that can go outside. So be ready to go for springtime. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to post all of the links for equipment down below, and I will post a link to my blog post that has dimensions of everything, of all the boards that I cut for this. I did it in AutoCAD, so you'll have all the measurements. If you want to copy it, feel free, knock yourself out. Post comments. You got any better ideas? Just post them in the comments. We'll talk about it. Thanks.